guys, we're back for another one. It's a Blaupunkt. I never have messed with any of these. These came out of 3 or 4 years ago now, and there's been a lot of reviews and dynos and all that on these, and I started to get one back then to play with. That was even before I started the channel. But yeah, I scrolling through Amazon the other day, and I was like, you know what? These things keep popping up. Let me get one, but I want to get a monoblock. So that's what we've got here. This is the 3000, stay right there, AMP3000D, established in Germany, 1923. How about that? All right, so I'm gonna be honest, guys, I haven't even opened this up. I know the angle there isn't the best for you, but this is a complete unboxing. So you're gonna see it for the first time with me. Okay, got a owner's manual here, and we want to hear from you. Get a free car charger and USB cable. So I guess if you do a survey or something, that's pretty neat. Set those off to the side for now. And what do we got here? Okay. I will say this amp is packed a lot more loosely than most amps that I get. Here's some extra fuses. What sizes are those? 40s, okay. 40 amp fuses and some screws. Bass knob, little small, let's get it out. Little small bass knob. Got a power light. It says Blaupunkt on it. That's kind of cool. Remote level control, quality pass, phone style. That's cool. All right. Okay, and it's smooth. It's not one of the ones that has the clicks, so not a bad bass knob. Be cool if it had a clip light on it for sure, but still, it's metal. Not too bad. And the cable. And for the good stuff, you know what? I didn't look around the outside of the box for any ratings yet. Oh yeah, there we go. So 2250 at 1 RMS at 1 ohm. How about that? So they're giving us right there on the side of the box a 3000 max, 2250 RMS. This is a Class D monoblock. Okay. Anything on the bottom? Yeah, a little bit on the bottom there. So that same 1 ohm rating, but then there's also a 4 ohm, 800 by 1, and that says RMS. Talks about the crossovers a little bit. Okay, there's a diagram of a car where you're showing you how to, that's funny, how to hook that up, but that's showing door speakers and stuff, so that will not be correct for this amp. Okay. Let's get it out of the package. All right. Oh yeah, so we do have 3 40 amp fuses in the end, so that's 120 amps worth of fusing. So that tells me right off, I think we probably could see somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 to 1,200 watts out of this. Nowhere close to the max rating, or we probably won't even get close to that RMS rating. That corner right there has got a little scuff on it. Okay, I think it looks kind of cool. I've always thought their logo. I remember seeing Blaupunkt stuff back in the early to mid 90s, I guess around 92, 93, and it was considered high quality stuff, especially their head units. I know having a Blaupunkt head unit was something kind of cool back in the day. So we got power and protect. There's our inputs left and right. We've got a gain, a bass boost, a phase, and a low pass. You do not have a subsonic filter on this one. Okay, and then the bottom, a little bit of some cooling fins down there. Do those go all the way through? Yeah, you can see through there just a little bit. What have we got here? Serial number, Class D, 3,000 watts max, manufactured in China. I may take the plate off the bottom of this one. We'll see. If I do that, I'll add it. I'll add it somewhere there in the video. Let's look at this. Let me thumb through this real quick. I hate to bore y'all with this. A lot of times I will have done this ahead of time. That's not the right amp. That is not the right amp. 1604, 1500 amp. There we go. We got this AMP3000. All right. So here we do. They do give us a 2 ohm rating here. All three of these are RMS. So 2250 at 1 ohm, 1600 at 2 ohms, and 800 at 4 ohms. Okay. Looks like that's about it. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get this thing wired up and see what it does. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember those older videos where people have played with these. I do not remember at all what kind of numbers this amp put out for other people. So, and I'm not going to look that up. I want to just do it for myself and see what I get. All right, so stay tuned for that. Let's hook it up. All right, guys, this is going to be the 4 ohm run, but real quick, got a quick story for you. I never had anything Blaupunkt back in the day, but I come close one time to buying a radio from my cousin's boyfriend, and he wanted like $100 for it. Now, this was still a cassette player. I didn't have a CD player until after high school, but it was a nice looking head unit. But he said that it had to have a code. I don't know where this thing came from. Hopefully it wasn't stolen. But he said that it had to have a code to be able to use it, like some sort of security code that you had to punch in, and he didn't know what that code was. So I didn't buy it. So I didn't ever wind up with anything Blaupunkt at all until when I bought this amp. All right, so this run right here, 400 watts, according to Blaupunkt. That's what was in the manual, and I think it was on the box too, right? I have not turned it on yet. I'm gonna let you guys watch me turn it on. I've got it hooked up, but have yet to turn it on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, everything looked normal there. All right, so we're gonna be at 14.8 volts to start with, and we are gonna capture the current draw. Let's start this over. Okay, and 40 hertz test tone, because guys, this is a Class D mono block, and she's rated 400 watts. No, wait a minute. 800 watts is what this is rated per Blaupunkt, and that is a RMS rating. So here we go. 40 hertz test tone. Will it do 800 watts? .386, and the voltage didn't drop. So 14.8 volts and 41.6 amps of current. 386. That's a pretty good ways from 800. And guys, I added 2 more banks to my lithium here recently. If you notice that maybe my voltage is stronger, it's because it is a little bit stronger. I didn't mention either in the other video. This was weird to me. You only get 2 speaker outs, so 1 positive, 1 negative. They're all 4 gauge all the way across. Even the speaker outputs or 4 gauge. That's really big. And these are the angled screw downs. So the wire goes in straight, which I like, because I don't like the angled wire terminals. But it does have the angled set screws, which is, I don't know, I don't always like that. These are all the Phillips as well, which I don't really mind so much. But when those are angled like that, your wire has to go up in there further than normal. And all of my wires here were plenty long anyway to do that, but I have had an amp or two where I had to make adjustments because the wire had to go so far up inside the terminal there. But okay, 386 at 4 ohms. Let's get on to that 2 ohm test. All right, guys, here we go with that 2 ohm run, rated 1600 watts. Will it do it? 1600, here we go. No, 655. The voltage did not drop. Pulled 81.1 amps of current. So 655. Will this thing do 1,000 at 1 ohm? Let's find out. I'll be honest with you. Look, we always hate to see any amp underrated, but as I talk about back in the day, what we would have got for that kind of power, you'd have had to spend an enormous amount of money. And if this thing will do 1,000 watts at 1 ohm, it's a pretty good buy. Not that I won't be disappointed in it, you know, not hitting its ratings, but still, what you pay for this amp, if we can get 1,000, that'll be a pretty good deal. So let's hook it up to 1 ohm. All right, guys, here we go. It's the 1 ohm run, rated 2250. How close to 2250 is it going to get? I'm kind of thinking now, how close to 1,000 or 1,200 can we get? Here we go. 1 ohm, 40 hertz test tone. What's it gonna do? Oh man, it didn't hit 1,000. All right, so the voltage dropped to 14.5 and the current draw was 134.7. So 961 at 1 ohm. Guys, I'd love to have seen it hit 1,000. Once again, y'all hear me say all the time, hardly ever does an amp do times 10 of its fusing. Times 10 of its fusing on this amp would have been 1,200 watts. 961, but still, let's talk about this for a second. 961 for under $100. Now, I think with tax, maybe it was a little bit over 100. I mean, gosh, I'd have to go back and look. Maybe I'll mention that here in the very next clip. But I'll say this: this is still a good bargain in my opinion to get this kind of power. But you got to keep in mind, I'm coming from about 1992 in car audio, where we was running around with 80 watts, 100 watts, maybe 200. If a guy really had 200 watts, he had a pretty good system. Not that there wasn't 1,000 watt amps back in the day, there was, but your average guy did not have that kind of stuff. So this is still a big number in my opinion. Especially, I didn't pay $200 for this amp, or $300 for this amp. This is a $100 amp. I want to say it was 90 something dollars, and tax made it a little bit over. I'll probably mention that in the next clip. So I don't know, enough rambling. Nowhere near its ratings, but that's still a good number. And y'all know what we're gonna do next. Let's put it on those 2 SCAR 12s. 961 on 2 SCAR 12s will probably do pretty good, and it'll probably give us a pretty good dynamic number. I don't know, let's see, let's get to that. All right, guys, I got it hooked up to those 2 SCAR 12s. But first, I want to tell you what I paid for this amp. At the time that I bought this amp was just like a week ago. No, it was this week. That's right. I ordered this amp of like, today's Sunday. I ordered this amp on like Tuesday. So, you know, about 5 days ago or whatever. It was $94 even. Excuse me. And with tax was $101.52. So, you know, this is going to still turn out to be a good buy. Like Ryan, Budget Gym, Budget Busts. Ryan, please come back to YouTube, by the way. I loved your channel. You know, what was his deal? Was it 15 cents a watt? I think if an amp was 15 cents a watt or better, he considered it a budget gym. And this one would come out to 10, I think somewhere between 10 and 11 cents a watt. So $101.52 for 961 RMS 1 ohm uncertified watts. So anyhow, I'm also going to take the back plate off of this. I'll roll that short little clip right after this clip and show you what the gut shot looks like. I want to take the amp loose to do that. So anyhow, let's get on to it. Let's play a couple of these YouTube tracks. Here we go. The 2 Scar 12s up there on top. All right, guys, I'll give my neighbors a little bit of a break, but that's what she did. 1171 dynamically at 1.5 ohms. This thing pushed those 212s really good. Another amp that's in the sweet spot of what you could do with most stock electrical systems. So I don't know, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like it. This much power for $100, and it comes with a bass knob. I don't know, pretty good pie in my opinion. So I'll be honest, I kind of like this amp. All right, stay tuned for a few more seconds, and let's look at the gut shot. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for staying to the end. I've got one last clip for you. The gut shot. Let's see what we've got. Bam. Okay. Not too bad, guys. I'll be honest with you. When I first pulled the plate off here, I was a little surprised. This does look to me like a 800 or 1000 watt Class D amp. There's a little daughter board right there standing upright. A couple of decent size capacitors, decent size transformer. All right. Well, that's what you get. Hey guys, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for the support. Let me know. You can contact me in the description there. I should have my email address. Contact me if you want to send me an amp. And let me know some suggestions. What other amps would you like for me to test on the channel? All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching.